Ladies and gentlemen, I just finished watching The Boys Season 5, Episodes 1 and 2 in the car. No, I didn't do that. Don't ever do that, by the way. I know some people watch shit while they're in the car. Don't do that. That's how accidents happen. This is the only spot I could film this video today. I'm like slammed. I got a lot going on. So here I am in a car filming a TV review, but I had to do it because episodes 1 and 2 aired today for The Boys Season 5. And honestly, I gotta say, these two episodes were absolutely exceptional. They were some of my favorite episodes of The Boys. They really are. Look, I'm going to be honest with you before I even get further into the review, and maybe this is kind of maybe this is like a little bit of a hot take, but The Boys has always been an awesome show. But that's the only way I could really classify it. I wouldn't say it's like really good, on the edge of my seat. I need to see it. It's never been like that for me. It's cool, and when it's on, I'm very, very excited about it. But I don't have this like super crazy emotional connection to it the way I do with other shows. Does that mean it's a bad show? No, not at all, not in the slightest, but I don't get that same sort of feeling I do out of other shows that I do with this show. All of that is to say, these two episodes were the closest the show's ever done to giving me that. There were a couple things in there that I wasn't too fond of, but overall, my experience with these two episodes were just absolutely exceptional. I really did like it. And if you see me looking at a phone, a personal electronic device, you're going to see me looking at some notes I took during this review, because you know what? I have a lot to say about it. I genuinely do, and that's what I'm doing right now. So we got to see pretty much the immediate aftermath of things. I mean, time had passed. They did a time jump of a year, but we got to see a lot of the things from our perspectives a year after, but almost like it picked up where it left off. So we got to see a lot of stuff. And one of my favorite things is the way this first episode opened up is you see Homelander is having an annual report. I think it was an annual report, shareholder report of Vaught. And in it, the leaked footage of Flight 37 comes from Starlight, who was dressed up as Firecracker and breaking into the Vaught headquarters, the Vaught place where they're doing this. And I thought that was great. I thought it was really fun to watch. And Black Noir is after, I was going to say Erin, who is the actress, but after Starlight, which I think was fascinating. And it was just so great to see how Homelander was about to just like laser all of the people after that footage came out. But then they do this whole awesome thing, which is one of my favorite things about The Boys, is they do this spin on reality. So they tried to pose what happened in that video of Flight 37 as a deep fake. I love when these shows, specifically when The Boys mirrors reality and really blends everything that's happening in society in a way that is told through these villains, and it makes it be like, oh, the world is really, really fucked up. Like, even though I know this is a fictitious story about villains and all of that stuff, they tie in real world events as metaphors in a way that are like, oh my God, that's exactly what's happening right now. You know what I mean? Not to get political, because that's not at all what I'm doing, but it was something I noticed. And then another shot that I thought was funny to mirror off of that is we have the deep podcasting with Black Noir. I thought that was great. He's using a Shure MV7 microphone, talking about Sigmas and shit like that. And then you see the scrolling, like the viral videos of reels of other soups doing stuff like that. I thought that was really interesting. But what came of all of that? And that was the setup for the setup, which was Homelander saying he's going to kill Frenchie, Huey, or MM, one of them, as an example. And really, that was basically just a bait and switch to get all of the characters into the places that we got. So that was kind of the setup for this first episode, and it was just so wonderful. Like there was even a funny little line where they were saying that they were arresting Chaperone and Tyler, the Creator. I just thought that was funny, like all as part of this setup and the deep fakes and blah blah blah. Anyway, the overall point of this episode was that Homelander was luring everyone to get to the internment camps where Huey, Mother's Milk, and Frenchie were staying, so that Kimiko, Starlight, maybe even A-Train, which we're going to get into because there were some big spoilers there for that, and Billy Butcher were at, and it works. And the fight sequence that ensues is absolutely fantastic. It was so fun to watch. But before we get into that, we have the rounding of the troops, which I feel like happens every fucking season. I'm not going to lie. That's something this is when I say I find the show awesome, but like it's never hooked me because it's always the same. Billy Butcher's like, hey, we got to get the boys together. You know what I mean? It's the same start to every fucking season, it feels like. Anyway, they all round up. Kimiko finally speaks. And you know what? As exciting as it is to me that Kimiko finally speaks, she just had the most cringe lines. I don't know why, but I felt like the line delivery there almost... I was listening to it on my AirPods, but for some reason, it felt like every line she had was ADR, and it felt like it wasn't her talking. And then when she was talking, the lines were like really cheesy. Like, I forget what she said, something about like cutting off Starlight's tits or something like that. It was like really crude, but like cringy crude lines. Then I'm like, okay, this is taking it like 8 steps too far. But then I think by episode 2, it started to calm down. But in episode 1, it was like, and I think there was humor in that because we're hearing her talk and she's just not knowing how to talk normally. So I definitely thought that was cool. But then I feel like they took it way too far with the humor there and made it just kind of cringe, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, we have all of them coming together. Starlight's back with the group. Billy Butcher's back with, doing his thing, you know, whatever. And it really amounted to a good thing of them all going to the internment camp, and that's where Homelander was. And Homelander's just always at the frickin' tippity top of his A game. Anthony Starr is just so goddamn good at playing this role. It's not even funny. He's just so damn good at it. I thoroughly enjoy it. He's so good at it. But that fight sequence that ensues is really great. I feel like it wasn't, even though it's a spoiler, and we're going to get into the spoilers right now, so if you haven't seen the episode, just know there was a major death in this episode. But here we go. 3, 2, 1. A-Train dies in this episode. And yes, like, it was sad to see, but this was a long time coming. Like, this was obvious that this was going to happen, and it happened in a way that I really enjoyed. The fight sequence, or the chasing sequence, I should say, between A-Train and Homelander was just so great. And then when they finally meet up, I really feel like A-Train's arc was just truly, fully complete, and that was one of the things I liked the most about it. He really did have a complete arc. He was redeemed at the end of the story, in my opinion. I think his actions were redeemed. And they even had a moment showing that. And as soon as they did, I knew he was going to die, where he's running and there's that slow motion scene of a woman crossing the street and he purposely goes around her. Like, that was clearly a full arc moment from the way he was introduced. Sure. So it wasn't a shock to me that he died. Like, there was no shock value there. But I'm glad that there kind of wasn't, because I think they just told his story well. You knew where it was going to go, and that's okay. That's not a bad thing when you know a character is going to die. We knew his fate, right? We knew when he joined the boys, pseudo joined the boys, we knew that this is where that was going to go. And it is exactly where it went. And he went out, honestly, with his dick swinging. He went out really fucking good. I like the way they did it. I really genuinely did. So yes, it sucks he's gone, but it's the final season. No one's safe, and I'm okay with that. It is what it is. And it was good that he went out with a full arc. And then episode 2 picks up immediately where that left off, wherein they're at the funeral for him. And I think there was a great sequence in there where Homelander is talking to A-Train's, casket. I was going to say grave. It wasn't a grave. Casket. And I think it was a really interesting monologue that he has opening up about how he feels about A-Train and all of that stuff. And it's just a really interesting expose in a Homelander's mind, who was previously just called nothing but basically a pussy because he just hides behind his powers and all of that stuff by A-Train. Really wonderful, again, wonderful way for him to go out. So there was that. That sequence was absolutely fantastic. And then my notes here say everyone's making fuck. Huey and Annie, Kimiko and Frenchie, so much fuck making going around. And that's because there was a lot of fuck-making going around. We saw a lot of sex in the beginning of this episode. Not no much sex scenes in shows, as you guys know. They don't add anything of value. They're just cringe, and they pad up the runtime. I don't like them. I don't need to see them. Okay, cool. Ooh, ooh, Starlight's boobies. I don't care. I don't care. Go watch porn. You know what I mean? I don't have any interest in that shit. Sorry, that's my tangent for the video. Whatever. Anyway, we get those make fuck scenes, and then we get Soldier Boy up in the, oh, you know what I mean? He's back. I'm very excited about him being back. Very awesome. It was great to see, and I like the setup that we have of him being back. Homelander is kind of pushing him into a way where he's not giving him a lot of information about what he's going to do, but he's going to go hunt down Billy Butcher. But he's going to hunt him down not knowing that there is a virus out there that they are working on to kill all soups, which is very interesting, and it makes me hungry for soup, specifically pasta fajoule. Anyway, that happens, and we get to see what happens from that. We get to see Rock Hard, which is the funniest fucking name ever for a soup. We get to see that, and we get to see them trying to chisel at him the whole time, and he sneezes or something else, I think, on them and all that shit. So the Rock Hard's going nuts. He's stuck as a rock, being hard. And then anyway, Soldier Boy comes, he finds their operation, and the virus gets released onto the soups. All the soups, including Rock Hard and the other one, they die. We think Soldier Boy dies, but honestly, it didn't look like he was because they didn't really show his death. And then when he's getting pulled away in the hazmat suit, and he's in the thing where you die and you're in the bag, whatever you call it, we see at the very end, after Homelander cries that Soldier Boy did die from him being coerced, whatever. Anyway, we see as Homelander goes away, Homelander's body just goes up, and yeah. So that was it. Let me make sure I didn't miss any notes. Let's see. Oh, the one thing I guess I will say, two things. The Taco Bell product placement was way too much. Way too much. Just leave it at the fucking cheesy gordita crunch, okay? Jesus Christ, there was so much in there. Anyway, that was the one thing. The other thing was, I'm pissed that we didn't get to see the immediate reactions to the boys responding to A-Train's death. It's neither here nor there because we did get some stuff with them responding to it, but I'm not a fan of them just jumping right away from it. It's kind of stupid to me. I don't understand why they do that. They should show that. It's an important moment, I think, to show because he was a very important character. But yeah, those are my thoughts. And it's going to be interesting to see because now I'm assuming Soldier Boy is going to be fighting pretty hard, rock hard, some people might say, with Homelander because of what he set him up to do. I'm very interested to see where this goes. I loved these two episodes. Yes, I had some complaints in there, but I do genuinely think these were exceptional episodes, and I loved every minute of watching it. And I hope you did too. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments. Did you? Did you not? I'd love to hear about that. And with all that out of the way, thank you again so much for watching this video. Get subscribed because we are going to be covering The Boys Season 5 in this channel, on this channel. And with all that out of the way, thank you again so much for watching this video. And until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.